Um, so just getting comfortable in a position um, that allows you to feel immersive or relaxed, whether that means going off camera, reclining, laying down. Don't worry about staying on camera or staying sitting up because sometimes that can get a little tiresome. After a while, if you're in a deep meditation. So if you feel you need to get comfortable, also just really quickly, if anybody needed to go to the bathroom, I should have said that earlier, but no worries. But if everybody's feeling like they're ready to go,
Yep.
Yep.
all right. And I'm going to mention for my Starfire ladies, if you want to activate, that would be another cool thing to try. I don't think you have to you have to hold the 4 pillars the whole time, but it would be kind of an interesting thing to do too.
Okay.
All right, so getting ready to go, we're going to start taking a deep breath in through the nose and letting that out as comfortably or as naturally as you feel in this moment. And with that out breath, we're going to begin to take our mental awareness to the energy field around us. We're going to start to define the boundaries or points of mental presence as your front, back, left, and right sides of the field around you. As you start to bring awareness to these areas, you're going to start to feel the boundaries of your field as your frequency activates. This is the foundational frequency of you. And when you feel you've established these points of presence, take your attention above, about 5 or 6 feet, so that we may start to sense, feel, imagine, or visualize detecting the light of source. In the beginning, this source light will feel like a dispersion of light particles floating around, but as you continue to bring your attention and focus to this light, the light will start to collect and group into pools, which will then concentrate into spotlights randomly moving about in the sky until they all converge into one. So with this focus and through the power of source, we begin to travel with the source light downward toward the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral root, falling through the legs and the feet, passing into the earth star, which is located about a foot below your feet, then down into the central and crystalline core of the planet, all the way down into the center of the planet, Mother Earth, into the heart of Gaia. So we may anchor, center, and balance here together, where we set the intention to clear and transmute all the level frequencies, negative energies across all time, dimension, space, and realities, as we allow ourselves to fully and completely release that into the planet. With our lighter consciousness and body, we're now going to travel back up through the Earth star, feet, legs, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, all the way into the central sun, pushing past into the unity consciousness field, feeling our pinpoint connection to source. As we feel the extreme opposites ends of this energy stream, we're understanding that we're creating a chakra circuit pathway. This allows the light, the energy, to flow freely and clearly, unobstructed. As we refine this connection to source, we will then travel this energy back through the divine light path, back through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, to arrive in home and center into the heart space, collectively expanding our hearts into the universe. And if it helps, you may even blow out some air to feel that expansion actually sort of happening. And with this, we're allowing our divine column of light to expand so that in this heart expansion, we are now connected. So connecting to the galactic center, we allow ourselves to sense the void, feel the void, expand into the void as we all become the void. Okay, so I got that. And from this point, I call upon the cosmic table of light and I ask for source light records for Denise Scott, Mary Sharker, Shelby McGee, Elizabeth Flaga, January Santa Romana, Melanie, and I apologize, Melanie, what's your last name?
Shawicker.
Oh yeah, that's right, Melanie. I thought I called you already. Apologize, sorry. Mary Moore, Tamara Pasick, and then Johanna Smith. She said she's running late, but she wanted me to include her. And myself, everyone to Takakura. I asked for source light records for all those in session to come into the center in the palm of my hand. And as I link to these records, I turn my palm over so that I may expand all these records high and wide until they become the expansion of the light of the sky. Requesting field access to the Akasha, setting the intention that all healings, clearings, information streams, downloads, portals, vortexes, information streams, and frequencies and vibrations of the highest order come forth and open for us fully in session. Also honoring and acknowledging and requesting the presence of the ascended masters, teachers, loved ones, star families, galactic beings, archangels, ancestors, record keepers, guides, and beings of light fully come forward to support us in session. The records are now open. Field access is now granted. All frequencies are active. All records are online. So we are here to ring the bell.
So, Vera, do you remember this piece of sacred geometry that was just found in Rome? You came across it and shared it with a couple of us.
The dodecahedron?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looked like a rounded dice and had holes on all the sides and then like spheres on each of the points.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing it like in the top part of the mountain, but then I'm seeing it also like if you're looking at it from the road, it would be off to the left, like at some distance. So I get a sense that it's like a homing device. Like this is where
they concentrate all the portals.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say. It's there. It shoots out the signals that, like these things are connected. This is where we are, and it's very, very different from. This is very different than Hill of Tara. Hill of Tara was very. I guess I would say like almost Neanderthal with all of these different tunnels coming in from all these different energy centers all over, but they were mostly for transporting humans and people and beings that had passed but hadn't left the earth yet. This seems very similar, but like at a really high technological point, like completely different. That one's more earthbound. This one seems to be more galactic bound. Performing some of those same functions, ways of connecting them all in, tunnels, but they're not tunnels to bring people through and have them ascend on. It's for bringing information in and transporting it to the energy portals.
So are we supposed to, I'm just trying to feel this out. Are we supposed to ohm or send the frequency to activate it? Or, what do we?
I'm hearing a yes on that.
Okay, so basically, does that mean that when so do we need, does it require us eliciting the actual sound, or is it more like us just mentally thinking frequency matching to 1.6 gigahertz.
What I'm seeing is us physically ohming. It's something
Okay.
about the unity of that that is what ignites it, is what turns it on.
Okay, so do we want to do that?
Like when we use it, this is what we need to do to start working with it. So yes, I would say now is the time.
Because if you can picture in your head what a dodecahedron looks like, which is just like a hexagon, but you know, it's got 12 sides, kind of in your mind's eye, you know, pulling that geometric, and then I guess if we all want to just ohm and then see if that opens it,
yeah,
unfolds it.
I have the tone of the 1.6 hertz in my ear right now. Do you want to hear how high the pitch of it?
Is it high?
No, it's low.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so it does sound like an ohm. It does sound like an ohm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess yeah, let's just all ohm in unison. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Is it doing anything, Tara? I feel like there's more colors, but I'm not sure 100% what.
5 times. We have to do it 5 times.
Oh, okay. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 in unison. Let's go. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. Fifth and final.
Okay, it's vibrating. It's vibrating. It's spinning now. Spinning counterclockwise.
Interesting.
And it's traveling a distance. I'm not sure if you said the things they're connecting to it are close by, and I see 1 or 2, but I'm seeing it travel quite some distance too.
Well, the sense I'm getting is we're unlocking it to take us to wherever we're supposed to connect to today.
There's been a lot of energy in my hand since you started taking us up, Vera. Has anybody else gotten that?
Yeah, me too. My fingers are just vibrating like crazy.
Okay. So there's energy moving through the group for sure. Like you guys are helping process this movement, right? This travel for whatever reason, I don't know, but
so I'm seeing a triangle form between this piece of geometry that we just ohmed, and it goes to Egypt again, but then it goes up to the galactic. So that's the triangle.
So it took us to Egypt, but you said it's pointing upwards towards the galactic?
So it's like it's connecting these 3 points, this geometry, Egypt, and a place up in the galactic. And I'm not going to say a planet, but it's smaller than a planet. I almost feel as it's another device.
It's not a ship though.
Yeah, it is a ship. It's just in its small, circular, black.
Can we knock on the ship's door and ask who it is?
Yeah. Okay.
Or telepathically send that question.
I did, and they're welcoming us. It's almost as if we're all going through the door. So we're sitting in a space now, and this is just a space. I mean, it's not actually in a structure. Now we're sitting in a space with a bunch of beings, and they're interspersed between us. So it'd be like, Mary a being, Melanie a being, January a being.
Oh, cool.
They're interspersed. Yes, they're dark. They look kind of, I'm going to say animalistic, but it's not in a bad way. They're just dark, like what reptilians would be, or I've never seen them before. Are they reptilian? They're saying they're reptilian?
Really?
Okay, so they're sitting there with us. Their palms are up. And they've got energy, they've got light coming into their palms on both right and left. Now it's coming in left, going out the right. So it's almost like they're holding that energy around us on both sides as they are seated. And then there's another being that's now come in. This is not the same like race or kind of being. 1, 2, 3 of them. Very, very strong, very sturdy, masculine energy. They're almost presenting like with old Viking kind of clothing, but I don't get the sense that that's what they are. And they're looking up to the left at a star and pointing to it, and they're taking us all there. Okay, there are so many people, beings up here. They are short. They're like 3 feet tall, and there's thousands of them. And they're just going about their whatever they're working. They're going about. They're just milling about, and they're doing stuff. They're moving stuff. They are. They see us, but they're not bothered. They're just going on with their work. They are moving things back and forth. It's like an exchange. It's almost like a loading dock at a place where things are being picked up and things are being dumped off. What is this place? Okay, the signal that's coming from this piece that's not too far from Bell Mountain, it triangulates between there and this star that we're on.
So it's a link.
So it is, yeah. So it goes to Egypt. Egypt goes up there. Sometimes Egypt comes to us, but it all ends up at this point at this star where all these beings are receiving and sending.
Do they identify what the planet is or what the? Sorry.
No, that's okay. I'm asking. Does anyone have a sense?
So 1.6 is the golden ratio, and it's also it's supposed to be 1.68. Keeps going.
Is that the Fibonacci?
Yeah, the golden ratio, and it's said to be like a way of us putting a frequency out into the universe to say that there is a intelligent life form. So like literally ringing the bell.
Wow.
That's what these people are moving. They're moving these different frequencies. They're bringing it in. They're changing it. They're like polishing it off, and then they're resending it out. So I feel as if they're taking the lower energies, changing them into this 1.6, and then sending them back out. And it's a constant state of motion. There's no stoppage here at all. It's a constant moving cog and wheel, and but it's all about this star.
But they don't necessarily identify the name of the star or what location it is in particular?
Let me ask. Okay, GAR starts with a GAR.
Gar.
GARAN. I'm getting, okay, this is what I'm getting. Something like this. GARANTHUS.
Garanthos? Interesting.
TIAS, something like that.
Let me see if I can find it. Interesting.
It's coming through in light language right now. It is something like that. Garantia Saman, Garantis. Garantia Saman.
Wow, it's
Is
coming
it
to you lightning.
Gramalius?
Yeah, something very similar to that.
Gramalius is located 168,000 light years from Earth. Does that feel right?
Yes, that feels very right. And I'm getting huge body signals right now.
That's cool sleuthing, Shelby, if you were able to pick that up.
Oh my gosh. Shelby, you've been here before.
She picked up on it.
Yeah, she's not only been there, Shelby, you work there. You go there. You help change that energy and frequency and you move it on out.
Oh, look at that awareness.
Give me a second here. I'm going to check everybody in the group here. Melanie does it too.
Great. My hands have been moving since we acknowledged the energy.
Very cool. And you said you could hear the frequency in your ear.
Well, I had it on Insight Timer.
Oh, I did. Okay, I thought I said, oh man, they're feeding you the frequency already. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I wish.
Denise, you do also.
I thought so.
Mary, you go up from time to time, but you don't actually do the work. You're just looking. You're like kind of just checking in, making sure everything's running still.
She's the supervisor.
Yeah, you do. It's one of the places you go, but it is one of your anchor points, but you're not actually in there moving the energy. The rest of us aren't there.
Interesting.
Okay, they definitely wanted us to see this today. They wanted to see how it was happening, the 3 places that are involved. So I'm seeing now that these, I'm going to say lower energies, but I don't necessarily mean that they're all lower. They're just different. They need to be calibrated. It's like when the old time TVs where you didn't quite have reception and you had to put tin foil on it to make it clearer. So we bring them up there. It comes into this spot here by Belbouton. It comes into Egypt. They feed them up to this star. They clean them up and then send back out these newer, cleaner, more receptive frequencies.
It's like a frequency refinery.
Yeah.
That sounds crazy.
Are the beings using like equipment or just their bodies, their hands?
They're just using their bodies. I see them, they present like they're carrying stuff, but they're not. It's energetic stuff they're carrying. And it is a constant movement. It is like a circuit of nonstop activity. But they are using their bodies, they're using their frequencies. It's coming through their heart chakra is one of the places it's coming from. And it's coming through their earth star chakra. So it's like a merging of these two. That's part of the process. They alter it, send it back down. And it goes back down to earth.
That's wild.
Beautiful.
Keep having the image right now of like, like a rubber band ball, but hollow. Like my hands keep outlining that, all the different rubber bands, and horizontal and vertical and diagonal. There's
huge complexity to this star in so many ways. I don't think a lot of people get a look at this. There is a lot of complexity to it. I see that whole grid work that you're talking about. I see that. And then there's this light, beautiful white light emanating from it. I don't even know if it's visible to the physical eye, but I feel like if we looked up in the sky tonight, that we would.
Tamara?
Yeah.
Okay, your voice like faded out completely.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries. It's just it must be the.
Yeah, I'm not sure that we can actually physically see it with our eye, but I'm being told that if we look up at the sky tonight, they will show us that star.
Wow. Okay, so they're like, hey, look up. Did they say near what? Any astral aerial landmark. Well, you can't call it landmark. It's an air mark. I don't know. Sky mark.
So to the right of the moon, as you're looking at the
Okay.
moon, will be to the right, almost a direct straight line from the center of the moon going to the right.
Wow. Okay. We get to look at something tonight then. Very cool.
That's a must look. There's, give me a second here because there's more that they want to tell us, and it's something about what we need to do with this. It's not just showing us, they want us to work with this as well.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I see all of us almost touching hands, but we're not. Our arms are out, but they're not touching. And we're taking this frequency 1.68 and we're vibrating it between us through our arms, through our bodies, off to that. This time it's going clockwise.
So if we think of ourselves in a circle formation, we're transmitting that frequency amongst us, basically, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's it. And they want us to practice that right now. So we need to visualize ourselves in this, in a circle, any kind of formation, but our fingers are almost touching, not quite. And then we see this wave of this frequency, and it's going to start and it's just going to circle through us all. And it's something about this, the speed of which it's going to vibrate is going to create a vortex. So let's try it and let's see what we'll see here.
So hands out, kind of just thinking we're just barely touching and then sending that frequency.
Mm-hmm.
I figure just think of it as moving in a circular format.
Yeah, it's clockwise and it's waving through all of us. Anybody else feeling stuff besides me?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yeah, my
I'm feeling
Kundalini is
so
super
much.
activated, and my fingers are just they're like on the verge of going numb because they're like, I don't know,
Oh,
it's so
geez,
fast.
Jenny always gets these really intense ones.
It's like a buzz.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was incredibly simple to do that. All right, so now we know how to move this energy. What are we supposed to do with it? Basically, what they want us to do is when we come across low energy places, and it could be a land mass, it could be a place, like if you're at a bar, where I mean, not the bar I'm in. That bar would be haunted. If we're in a place where we feel like there's energy that's not clean, that's not smooth, that's not moving as it should, they want us to use this frequency, stand there, visualize us as a circle, and even though we all may not be there, is move that energy, clean that energy. So we're becoming vessels for doing what they're doing on this planet.
So just the thought formation is enough to create the flow of that energy, just thinking of us in a circle. Because it's almost like we're calling each other out, even in the astral, without necessarily having to do it literally, I guess is what I was saying.
Exactly. And it might be very, very good for us to call people in energetically, even if we're not there. But I also see us standing somewhere in Sedona and doing this. I mean,
oh yeah, no, I think we're gonna end up visiting you for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the whole picture of us standing there with our hands, we were surrounded by red mountains. So whenever this comes together, besides doing it energetically and using it actively, we're also probably physically going to have this sometime in the future. So they're teaching us today how to do what they're doing on this planet. That is really, really cool.
Or
can we do
reminding you.
Yeah. Can we do it again, guys? Can we visualize, put your arms out and let's move that energy again?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can definitely feel that palpable motion.
It's so strong, and the vortex we're creating is enormous.
Oh my gosh.
That's
There's
what I'm
straight up current moving through me.
That's cool.
Can you see the vortex that's forming below us?
Yes, I can see it. I can see it on the landscape where we are in the desert, and then it's forming deep into the earth.
Exactly what I'm seeing, Mary.
Very cool.
I'm being told that a lot of this has to do with like raising the vibration of the divine masculine on the planet.
Oh, yeah. My whole body's vibrating with that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's time. It's time not to just transmute it, but to change it.
Makes sense.
Is anyone else getting any information or messages on this action that we're doing here?
I think most everybody's just experiencing it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sometimes it's a matter of just sitting in the energy. I mean, really, because I sometimes feel like we humans want to create words and information out of everything, but sometimes it's really just, okay, integrate the energy and understand what it is through your frequency.
I'm just watching the spiral.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
spinning. It is spinning so fast right now.
So we're not meant to like try to pull in any of the lower frequency and change it. We're just meant to focus on the 1.68 and allow that to transform the energy in the environment.
I feel
Yes, that's what I'm getting. That sounds right.
it does. It's very succinct, but that's exactly the message.
So
We
for,
That makes sense.
and if we're somewhere in public, do you just like pull up the ohm in your head kind of and send it out?
Well, we do, Denise, but you need to stand on the bar and do it.
I'm also being shown that if I'm alone, I can extend my hands, my palms, and visualize that geometric shape that we started with. And I can visualize it spinning between my hands, and that will
Nice.
help me connect to this frequency. If I don't want to stand on the bar and start owning.
No, but this is the reminder that most of the time these geometries are there for us to use. So I think that's very cool that you're getting the knowledge or the awareness that you just need to, if anything, kind of activate it through that geometry, which in your hand. So that's a really cool awareness to get.
Yes.
Can we
And
try that right now with the what
Yes.
Yeah.
Mary was saying? Let's try and
Yeah,
move it with those.
because if you want to imagine the dodecahedron that they found historically, I don't know if anybody's seen that in the news or it just looks like a dodecahedron with balls on each angle point. Yeah.
Vera, can you let in Johanna into the
Oh, is she I don't see her. I don't know where I don't see her on the thing
Okay,
though.
she must have popped back off.
Okay.
Okay, keep going. Sorry.
No. Absolutely. I feel bad now that I didn't
Don't worry.
notice her.
I'll message her.
That is working, Mary. It's working the same way.
I feel like that's what was happening at the beginning when the energy was first, when we were talking about the energy in our hands. I felt like there was something being like a sphere being held between the hands.
No, but it is the device. And I'm also getting this sense that we can take the device and replicate the device and actually plant it in different parts of the planet and the areas that we're in as well, I guess.
Yeah, we can.
How do
Because
we
we
know?
can replicate with energy.
I'm
Yeah, I
getting.
just got an image of like, sorry,
Go ahead.
um, of putting that like there was an empty field and I'm there for whatever reason and I'm burying
I had
all of that energy under the soil.
That's what I'm doing too.
and I like pulled it out of my Mary Poppins bag.
That's a good one. So now all of a sudden everybody's gonna go on Etsy and look for dodecahedrons.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Because they
I'm
do
getting
make them. They do make them. People do make them into like, those 3D printed shapes and, platonic solids and stuff. It's like they do make them. It's kind of crazy.
Yes, I've seen it before.
my husband makes a lot of
But I didn't know
wood.
how significant that shape would be. And I've played with that geometry before, but this is interesting that it's tied to all of this. This is crazy.
It's just, it looks exactly like that one. I think I can pull it up. I can probably find it and I'll share it. But you found it, but it looks old, but it's very it looks like that, the one that
And
they
scientists and historians have been trying to say, we don't know what this is for. We just know we've found this metal copper dodecahedron with balls on each, and it's like no one knew what it was for. And it has windows as faces.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look for a.
I just typed it in and it says a dodecahedron is directly related to the golden ratio because the diagonal of a pentagon, which makes up the faces of the regular dodecahedron, is precisely the golden ratio times the length of the sides of the pentagon.
There you go.
And can I say, this has been swimming around in my head that it reminds me of like a zygote, like a ball.
Oh, cellularly?
Yes.
That's crazy. I wouldn't have thought of that either, but I guess Tamara can ask.
Yeah. So
I put in the chat a picture of the historical one that's been found. Yeah.
I'm definitely getting the message that we were part of a group that originally planted this piece, this dimension, this form in order to access it now. And
boy.
that we're returning to something that we had hidden for ourselves to find at this juncture.
Oh God, my whole body is vibrating, Mary.
It's like an Easter egg.
Yeah. And that we know this shape very intimately because we created it, and it's a source of deep creativity and healing and power for all of us.
Makes sense. And for me, before even today's session, the dodecahedron for me was always like an energy magnifier, because if you spin it, all the points explode into the frequency being sent everywhere kind of thing. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of what I'll call uses for this shape. So interesting perspective to get. That is crazy.
Vera, check your waiting room.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I got Johanna in here.
Okay. Oh.
It looks like an object that Mary would sculpt.
Oh, do you sculpt, Mary?
Well, I'm a painter, but that's interesting. Maybe I should think about sculpture, 3 dimensions.
Yeah, very wild. I couldn't even imagine that the dodecahedron would come back in that way. It's interesting.
Why the balls at the points? Do you think they represent like the way the energy, like the creations that happen at each intersection?
I think it's the concentration point. Like everything builds and shoots out of those specific points. And that's why it's efficient, because when they all go at once, you've got like this crazy, how do you call, like interstellar ball of frequency shooting all out at once in the most efficient way.
I feel like it also helps it to work on a cellular level.
Yeah, so you're getting that, interestingly, from a biological standpoint. That's interesting.
I'm being told it had to have a biological aspect to it because we were coming back as biological beings, and that was part of us being able to find it. There was something in there, like some sort of messaging about that. I don't know if that even makes sense, but there's
Probably does.
Yeah.
there's different size holes.
Mm-hmm.
So weird. I told Elizabeth I've been seeing these like one-eyed, open mouth scream images, like an open mouth with one eye on the side, and I'm seeing it in this picture.
Ah,
I'm
Wow.
seeing it for like a year.
wait, is the eye on the side or is the eye in the center like a cyclops?
On the side,
Okay.
which is odd.
Yeah, and I know this may sound a little abstract, but I also get the sense that those are all the like the different windows of the faces. And when we're connecting to different portals or links, there's a concept called windowing in technology that allows the window to adjust to be able to adjust the flow of energy or information coming in. So it's almost like there's different size windows so that it can kind of modulate energy and information. So I don't know if that's exactly what it is, but that's kind of
No,
they
that's
call
what
it
I got.
windowing. They call it windowing.
Before you said that, it was like it wasn't a voice, it was kind of just like a Dropbox in my
Yeah, no,
head.
absolutely. No, that's cool, January, because
It
that's
was
how I get it too. Yeah.
I was like, what?
I know it's like before you can even think, the information comes in. So you're like, oh, okay, that's a streaming that's happening.
I'm also seeing like windows of crystals,
Oh, cool.
like different facets showing windows. I don't know.
No. Share what you get because that all links up. We all provide pieces of the puzzle. There's no one source of information or truth. All of those are the different perspectives that, create and put the pieces together. So I've always enjoyed hearing everyone's perspective.
Yeah, so do I.
That's why.
So they really made us focus on this particular, we'll call sacred geometric device. Was there any other information, Tamara, from them on that?
Let's see here. So I'm hearing this right now. Use this technology, work with this technology, work together. Timing is now. We have to be lifting these frequencies now. So not next week, not after Christmas, but they want us working with this every day. And
so to access it, do we have to ohm again, or were we only ohming in the
we were only ohming to get that initial entrance.
Oh, okay. So it was just to activate the opening from Bell Rock to this that ricocheted us to this planet that gave us the awareness about the.
So we don't need to ohm to work with it, and again, but ohming whilst working with it will magnify it.
Okay.
And Tamara, is it helpful for us to use the same triangulation that we used in the beginning from Bell Tower to Egypt to the spaceship with the beings?
No, I don't think it's what I'm seeing is that we're feeder stations. Bell Rock is a feeder station. Egypt is a feeder station. We're not necessarily we're both feeding up to this star. So Egypt's getting some of the different energies that need cleaned up, and we're getting some here. And I'm now being shown another point, like it's no longer a 2D, it's now a 3D. So it's a pyramid. And there's another point that it's going to come from out there. Let's see, Egypt here. Where's the other place? It's somewhere in the Pacific. It's a very small island.
I don't know why my mind wants to say Micronesia, but I don't know.
Yeah, I just asked yes for Micronesia.
Wow.
Okay, weird.
Because my first thought was Hawaii, and I got a no on that.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the 3 points where this geometry is planted, feeds it into these energetic sites, goes up to the stars, and then they wipe it clean, polish it off, and then bring it back.
So is this all in preparation for because in the Bashar video, it was talked about doing the ohm and creating the frequency to ring the bell for the others to
For all of
hear,
humanity.
to
Yeah, for all of
call, yeah.
humanity. Yeah,
And
that's what he said.
yeah, and so is that the clearing that we're doing is in preparation for the type of frequency that these hybrid children, that these other beings need to be on our planet?
It is. Yes, that's the first answer. Yes, it is. Also, what we are doing today is we are like waking up Micronesia and Egypt so that people will come and learn this as well. Not just us, but others will find their dodecahedrons in their area and do this same thing. So what I'm seeing is we're one of the very first groups to come through and do this.
Wow.
And by doing it, that is going to resonate out to these other two places, Egypt and Micronesia, and bring people to them to start working with it. So it's almost like the whole fanfare is going to start now. It is directly related to those hybrid children. And that's why that's why it's imminent that we do this now. Because some of those hybrid children are coming forth right now and they're directionless. But we need it. We're almost there, like
The roadmap.
Yeah.
Well,
You're just being
wow.
invited to plant this anywhere where we feel like the energy needs a boost.
Exactly.
Wow.
You need a dodecahedron. You need a dodecahedron.
I told you, everybody's gonna go on Etsy and go like, okay, we gotta order the dodecahedrons, wear the pendants, buy the little 3D printed things, and
Halloween
I actually have dodecahedron crystals. I actually already do. Interesting.
But I'm wondering, is it like we could also just energetically
Yeah.
place? Okay, good. Just checking.
It'd be quite expensive to buy dodecahedron.
On 3D print 100,000 dodecahedron.
Then you need like a jackhammer to get under the cement.
It's just mentally through our intention, we can definitely draw. If you want to even draw the dodecahedron around your house, I mean, you could totally do that with your mind's eye. It's not a limitation.
So they're wanting us to obviously put this into practice immediately, but they want us to practice as a group right now on something. So does anyone have anything that comes to mind of something that's a lower energy or not a good energy, or that we could all work on together right now?
I don't know, the White House.
Yeah, that's what I thought, Vera.
Came to mind, yes.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Okay, so we're all what they call hive minding. We're all kind of linking into each other's thoughts, I think, in so many ways. That's so funny. But yeah, I mean, if you guys want to like picture the White House, and then I don't know what they want us to do, Tamara. You tell me what they want us to do.
I think they want us to take that frequency, form that circle again, or put the two decahedrons in our hand and move the energy of that place, clean it up. Okay. So by doing that, it cleans it. We're not having to go through the really busy process that they've been doing on the star. They now have us to do it here, and we can now do it energetically. So I think what I'm understanding and seeing is that we need to form that circle in our mind's eye again. Energy flow clockwise, put the dodecahedrons in our hands, and then just vibrate the energy of the White House or all of DC.
That's weird though. I'm looking for pictures of the White House, and why do I see two different versions of it? This is weird. Unless it's like a front and a back picture, maybe. But I was just gonna stick that in the chat so we can kind of like all, have the same visual.
I just brought the White House, like us as in a circle around the White House, to my mind's eye, and it just like started spinning super fast.
I am so right there with you. Yes.
Okay, let's go.
I'm seeing it almost as if we're all like standing around the White House, and we each have the dodecahedrons in each of our hands, and we're allowing the energy to move between all of us. It feels almost as if like we each like set our dodecahedrons down, so it like makes a grid around the White House.
Yeah, I've been getting images of us like almost placing it at the ground level, where the ground level just meets the foundation. That's the image that I keep getting. Like we're like planting them all around the perimeter.
Yeah.
And then I saw the whole thing like light up.
Let's all call in the pink frequency, the heart share frequency also, since we're going to start transmuting this energy. But let's also send back in the positive,
Fill it up.
the love, the feminine.
Okay, so I agree. I think that is such a great idea. Let's bring in the pink light, and how about if we all plant our dodecahedrons around, because obviously that energy can then stay and continue to transmit and clean.
Yep.
All right, off we go.
It almost feels like
Vera
I'm
and
hiding Easter eggs.
Vera and Tamara, if you want to pull in that starfire just to amplify everybody's intention.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting really big emotions.
I'm feeling, is anyone else seeing, now that we've placed these dodecahedrons, that they're all linked now and that the energy is moving between them?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm mentally planting one above the White House that just basically creates this like generator of whatever frequency we're pulling in through that dodecahedron.
Then do we need to go below all the brown stuff too?
Yep. Yep.
It's going to form like a net kind of.
Yeah. I feel like we need to make a dodecahedron around the White House with all the dodecahedrons. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a reinforcement from the foundation and then from above and then just all around. Yeah. I can feel that.
And then I see it actually, once it's completed together, like lock in and then almost like emanate the energy also outwardly. So the buildings surrounding the building, the people, the city.
I'm seeing that too. That's exactly what's going on.
So is this something that will perpetuate, or do we have to go in and check on it, or will it just?
It should stay.
Okay.
Yeah,
it should stay, because the thing is, we always think we're only doing the energy work in this moment. If we set the intention that it's anchored there, that's anchored there.
Yeah, I don't see it needing checked on either. I think it's, once it's in place, it will do its job.
We planted it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why they wanted us to do a practice example, because now we figured out a whole lot more, that we can then plant this sacred geometry. We can form another piece of geometry from the pieces and put it in place. Okay, that's the
tricky.
full picture.
Now you got me thinking of countries and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you do it enough, then they all connect with each other.
And
makes sense. Yeah.
We're gonna call. I'm calling upon Metatron because he's the um archangel of sacred geometry, and asking him to continue to work with the energy and reinforce that dodecahedron that we all created together. But even after we're done, to continue allowing that energy to emanate out from it.
Oh, no, that's cool. Pulling that frequency too. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Guys, we have this energy concentrated. We have it moving right now. Can we try like maybe 2 more places?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Okay. With any thoughts, ideas? I heard somebody say countries.
I want to
I
do
think-
Egypt. Cairo is very dense around the pyramids, and I feel like that would be a really good area.
Okay.
Yeah. Any particular place or just the country as a whole?
Let's do that whole, like the whole continent there, because we've got Ukraine right across the other side of the sea also, and there's wars going on. And
I was thinking of Ukraine.
yep, let's just do Africa.
Okay, here we go, guys. Get your dodecahedron ready.
Oh my gosh, there's like a huge vortex between my hands.
Can you see where it's leading or what's going in or out of it?
Oh, what I did was like I ran around the continent and planted, and then I went under, and as soon as I went under, that's when the vortex formed. Like my hands kind of hurt. I'm being shown to plant it in the middle.
The dodecahedrons from our hands have been spinning like for a while. Does anyone else see or feel that?
Yes.
You can feel that.
It got bigger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm seeing,
you also control what it does. Go ahead.
I was saying, I'm seeing that we can do this with the entire world, but it does amplify it when we're doing it for a specific area.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense because we're putting the focus and the intention on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that totally makes sense.
And if everybody feels like they've got their dodecahedrons in place, let's call in the heart energy again. Right away, I saw Mother Mary and Christ consciousness come forward.
I felt the energy of Africa as a continent, just deeply receiving the energy that we're sending to her.
Yeah.
Bringing in this pink light has really softened it. I found it a little more challenging with the continent than I did with the White House. And this pink energy is just softening and making it so much, like you said, receptive.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see us almost like flying over the continent, like in different areas, and almost like it feels like throwing the hearts of like love in Ukraine, in Egypt, in Cairo, in all of those spaces.
Makes me think of bubbles of dodecahedrons just rising up like a lightness.
Mm.
That's a lot of energy.
This is a really good thing that we're doing, guys. I feel like we were meant to do this. Like we were meant to do this for so long.
And I think it's good to put like a visual purpose with the exercise to focus your intent.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we can always move energy, but directing the energy is a different thing. A purposeful direction, I guess is what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
Is everybody feeling everything's in place there?
Mm-hmm. I know you have a hard stop, Tamara. Is it in 15 minutes?
Yeah, 15 minutes. I think we have
Okay.
time to do one more place though.
All right. I mean, if you're feeling it, it's up to you.
Any feedback? Anybody want to try one more place, or do you think that's enough?
I'm good for trying another place.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should do it. Any ideas or thoughts? Anything jumping out at you?
I feel like maybe we could do Gaza.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm feeling a little confused about all the different options we have. It's like we have us standing in a circle and the energy moving between our bodies, our fingers. We have the dodecahedrons in our hands that we can plant. We have like a larger dodecahedron we could place around an entire area. Do you guys feel like it's just kind of limitless how we can do this, or am I just kind of getting lost in details?
No, definitely limitless. I've
It's
been
yeah.
giving images where I was under the continent of Africa, and they were telling me where to place it.
Yeah, so like the energy is moving between all of us in a circle. And it's almost, to me, the way I see it is that it's almost like it charges these dodecahedrons in our hands. And then as we place them around the continent, it like locks them in so that it's surrounding the entire continent.
Mm-hmm.
And so the more steps that we take is just anchoring in our intention further and further, but that it is limitless.
Yeah, basically, it's almost like whatever way you feel guided in that moment to use it, trust it, because there's nothing scripted about any of this, right? There's no precedence for the way this is done.
Like being open to creativity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also feel like this process is going to be expedited. Like we're doing it step by step now.
Mhm.
As I think that's the whole purpose of practicing is to discover these things. But I think that once we start going in on a regular basis, it's going to just all come together so quick.
And it
A little
kind of
more
makes
automatic.
Yep. And it kind of makes a full circle because it's, we learned the heart share, the sharing the love first, calling in the feminine and healing, and then now we're learning how to help transmute the masculine and bring in the divine masculine.
Yeah. So they've been giving us steps all along.
I know I need to go back and catalog all that. So for people who want to hear it.
Mhm.
I just, as all of us are speaking, I just feel our circle getting stronger and stronger, and the energy just moving more and more smoothly. It's like we're really teaching and learning at the same time.
Mhm.
It's nice. We're refining.
Yeah.
This time around I saw a dodecahedron exit my heart and then
Oh.
come forward in between my hands. So it's like we have them in there and we can just pull one out and do what we need to do with it.
Oh, gotcha.
Wow.
It's like taking your heart energy, but putting it in a format that allows it to be efficient and, I guess, for lack of a better word, usable. We can actually apply it. So that's an interesting perspective.
Beautiful.
I feel for the first time that we're actually helping. Like the Gaza Strip and all that area. I just feel like I felt so at a loss not to be able to do anything, and I feel like we're
Oh,
accomplishing something here.
well, yeah. It's just definitely getting the sense of refining the energy for sure, which is really a trippy sense.
Can you describe it, Vera?
It's almost like the energy becomes finer and finer. I don't know how else to say that. It's just I don't know. I don't know how to describe the feeling of clean energy versus muddied up or tainted energy, but it feels like it's a cleaner feeling, like a lighter and cleaner feeling.
Which is exactly what this planet was doing, was just cleaning the energy and sending it back out. So we're getting better at it, is what I'm hearing.
So it's
Well,
like
I
this.
think
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, just this time around, I'm seeing a different shape of energy around that whole landmass. Whereas like previously, it was a little messier for me in Africa, and it was a different shape for the White House. So that refinement from it's like taking a more precise shape.
Good.
I feel like I see gold, like this really high vibrational gold energy connecting us.
That's how I've been visualizing the dodecahedrons all along, is in gold.
Yeah, that's what I saw when we started working in the White House. It was just this like yellowish, but it was more crystalline than
Yes,
a plain yellow.
yes.
Tamara, when you were saying to describe the energy, it's like what I'll say is this, it's almost like you have a heart filter. If you feel into an area, you can sense the contrast between the energies. And that's kind of like your litmus or your, we'll call it energy detector. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes really good sense. I just you're so good at describing things. I always like to get a little more detail. I'm so Vera and I and a couple others do like a monthly energy work, just on behalf of the universe. I'm feeling like this activity that we're doing right now needs to be done on a regular basis. And I'm getting a yes on that. This is very important stuff we're doing.
Okay.
I don't know if we can make it a weekly or a bi-weekly, but it's important to go out and place and change. And
Yeah, I felt weekly.
yeah,
Was like
okay.
when you were talking, it was like a ping.
We can try. It won't always be perfect, but we can try. And I figure once we get efficient with this, it won't take long. It'll probably start coming to us the different places that we need to or have a need for what we'll call this energy. Yeah.
Even on the days when we're not able to meet up through Zoom, we can even like just set out a intention for the place. And like if it doesn't work for us to all meet, or if we haven't been able to connect or create the space for it, then someone just throws out what they're getting needs the space. And then at some point during that day, we can all just say, hey, like, let's all do it.
Yeah.
It came into my head. We're astral planning so that when we put in the thought of us doing it, it's like it's gonna happen anyway in the astral, but we don't necessarily have to 3D connect in the physical.
Right.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
You guys are
This
just
is like harder for me.
leaping, like cosmic jumps at each moment. It's amazing.
What was that,
This is
Jamie?
a lot harder for me to to plant here. It was really easy for me and fast for the first two, but here it feels like I'm being pushed,
Oh,
like there's
really?
a block. Mm-hmm.
It's thick. It's really thick.
Thank you. Yeah, that's how it feels because I was moving faster. I mean, especially in Africa, I moved fast. I went with the energy, but right now it's like it feels like uh I'm like in molasses or something.
Yep, like
Quicksand.
That's so
Molasses,
interesting,
quicksand.
January.
All right, let's try and concentrate some of the pink heart share.
Okay.
Okay. Care Bear Stare.
Let's all take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And as you exhale through the mouth, imagine that pink light coming in through the heart space, sending it straight into Gaza.
Ooh. My Care Bear Stare is like lighting.
Yes.
My chest is on fire.
This is a weird thought. I'm feeling a boost from the archangels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was weird at all.
Are we feeling like this space is done, or do we need more time?
Let's take one more moment just to do that, intentionally descending it to the women of Gaza, because I'm getting that they're a big part of this, because it's allowing the divine feminine to rise and the wounded masculine to be transmuted, but it needs that divine feminine in it.
Makes sense.
Well, the women are the first to receive, right?
What's that?
Because the women are receivers, really, when you think about it.
And in them being able to shine, and it'll help soften all of those around them, and including the men that are having a more difficult time releasing that.
feel this willing acceptance of all of this light amongst the females.
Mhm.
We've been needing it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, thank God, help us here.
Yeah, I know, like a relief feeling almost.
Yeah.
It's weird. Yeah. Yeah. And then I was calling and ascended, Masters Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, Kuan Yin. I mean, it's kind of like whatever feminine ascended masters we can invoke.
I'm receiving all of these divine codes around feminine leadership. They're coming in through us and into the greater collective.
It's so cool.
And I know we are sharing all this pink, but I keep seeing like these golden lasers just like emanating.
Punctuate that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that makes perfect sense, because if the pink is going to represent the feminine and the gold's going to represent the masculine, even if we're sending in, in additional help, it's going to come in with masculine energy as well, the divine.
And that makes sense, but then it's like the clean version.
Mhm.
Right? It's like the energy it's gotta be there for balance, but it's gonna come in the clean version of that representation.
Yeah.
So Tamara, I know you need to start probably wrapping up.
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, no apologies. Just we know that, there was a lot done today. I don't think it's a drawback at all. I mean, we can always schedule another time or like coordinate the intention to work again like this together. That's not an issue.
We were shown so much today. I mean, I wouldn't have even thought to ask this, but we were really we're being given like daily duties, it seems, on these calls.
No, yeah, I mean that's what we're here for, right? To be open to receive the guidance of whatever is needed for the collective, and so that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay. Vera, if you guys want to carry on and do more places, I mean, I would say go ahead. I can just absent myself.
No, I'm sure. Is everyone feeling like we can wrap up?
Yep.
Yeah,
let's-
I'm feeling that way.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. Let me go ahead and just so if we can just kind of close mentally on the work that we were asked to do, and then we're going to basically allow ourselves to start to center and balance within by starting that process of taking the intentional breath in through the nose. That pulls our energy back in, and as we let that out through the mouth, we're releasing just any link to whatever we're doing right now. So I'm going to start or begin the process of the reverse journey back, asking for source light records for myself, Vera Valencia Takakura, Denise Scott, Mary Moore, Tamara Pasek, Elizabeth Flaga, January Santa Romana, Shelby McGee, Johanna Smith, and Melanie Schellwerker. Back into the center of the palm of my hand as I retrieve the records and the energies and the frequencies. As I move my palm back over to the cosmic table of light, I move to close the records and exit access to the field of the Akasha, giving gratitude for all the healings, clearing support, guidance, assistance, information streams, downloads, frequencies, vibrations of the highest order and magnitude that have come forth for us all in session. Giving gratitude and honoring and acknowledging the ascended masters, teachers, loved ones, star families, galactic beings, archangels, ancestors, record keepers, guides, and beings of light that have stepped forward to assist us. As we move to close the records, we are also setting the intention that all cords, contracts, bindings, connections, portals, vortexes, energies, whether intentionally or unintentionally created, be fully and completely released as we detach from this energetic field. We're going to begin our soul journey path back through the divine light path of the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral, root, legs, feet, through the earth star, down to the crystalline core of the planet, allowing to feel that pull back into the heart of Gaia, in the center of Mother Earth, allowing our consciousness to start to return back so that we travel back up through the earth star, feet, legs, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, all the way up into the central sun, pushing past into the unity consciousness field, fully realizing our pinpoint connection to source, clearing our pathway for return. Back down through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, homing and centering into our heart space, expanding our hearts into the universe, holding our palms up to upload gratitude into the universal collective and to share this frequency that we have all received fully and completely so that we may start to fold our energy body being back into Mother Earth sacred space, setting the intention to process and integrate all that has been transmitted and all that has been received. Continuing this flow state, knowing that we are one with the all and the all is one with us, allowing us to find our center point back into our home base so that we are anchored back into this 3D physicality, back into this earth plane, Aliyashua. So it is, and it is so. Imagine a point of light above your head, splitting into the two sides of you, and just sealing right below the feet so that we are back into our sovereign being and this embodiment of the earth plane. All right, guys, that was a lot.
Holy cow, that was a lot.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that was incredible.
So no, I know Tamara has to run. I know that was a lot. We're all probably still kind of buzzing, but that was super amazing. Thank you everyone for joining and being willing to give of yourself and to share your frequency, because it's always amazing to me. I'm always super duper humbled each and every time I connect like this with all of you, because as much as I like to think I lead these, I could not do it without all of you. It's critical, and it's intrinsic to me that you guys are all part of this. So again, thank you.